We are getting ready to close the chapter on 2021, and with it we are chronicling some of the best releases that have come and gone in the past year. The Xbox Series X and S have had a stellar first year in particular, with Game Pass going from strength to strength, more exclusive games than usual, and the promise of lots more games to come. However, that is the future, so let's talk about the best Xbox games of 2021. With this list, we've compiled the best Xbox Series XS enhanced games that have been released since the start of the year. These games cross the gamut from horror, shooter, racing game, co-op adventure, life sim, and whole crime caper. No matter what your tastes are, at least one of these games is going to appeal to you. I'm Darryl for Cultured Vultures, and here be all the best Xbox Series X and S games from 2021 that you should be checking out, listed in alphabetical order. Death's Door. Being a crow who reaps the souls of the dead sounds like it'd be interesting work, but after years of it, it starts to get monotonous. Fortunately, someone's decided to steal the soul assigned to you, and they've fled to a realm where death doesn't exist. Now, you're attacked on all sides by creatures who've grown too big and powerful. Suddenly, your job doesn't seem quite so boring anymore. Death's Door is a charming indie dungeon crawler from the team behind Titan Souls, and it's one that's become a real hit for the Xbox Series XS. As a crow, you'll explore a dangerous world filled with enemies, and you'll have to upgrade and master your abilities if you want to survive. It sounds bleak, and it often is, but there's enough comedy and design flourishes in between to make Death's Door worthy of being called one of the best games of 2021. Forza Horizon 5. Considering when this list is being written, Forza Horizon 5 hasn't been out all that long, but it's still an incredible racing game that's a highlight of Xbox's 2021. Taking the open world racing formula to Mexico, Forza Horizon 5 offers the biggest map and most amount of activities available at launch, and if Forza Horizon 4 is anything to go by, the future of Forza Horizon 5 and its updates look just as bright. Players will take to Mexico to help expand the eponymous Horizon Festival, taking part in a variety of road, dirt, and cross-country events, or just playing through various objective-based events and stunts. You can take the game online with your friends and can even compete against each other in player-made events that stretch the boundaries of what a Horizon game can do. Forza Horizon is a legendary series in its own right, but this 5th installment could be the best ever. Halo Infinite. It's perhaps not a surprise to see the Master Chief's latest adventure make its way onto this list, considering it's Xbox's biggest game of the year, and the biggest Xbox launch since the release of the Xbox Series XS. Thankfully, Infinite is everything both fans old and new could hope for. Taking place on the Zeta Halo ring, you control Master Chief in a new open-world environment, beset on all sides by the savage hordes of the Banished. One Spartan versus an entire faction of radical murderous aliens. Sounds like a fair fight. On top of the amazing campaign, Halo Infinite also boasts a wonderful multiplayer offering that's fully free to play. Unsurprisingly, Halo Infinite is one of the top Xbox games of 2021. Hitman 3. Hard to believe that Hitman 3 launched in 2021, isn't it? I don't think anyone would blame you for forgetting that Hitman 3 launched this year, but that's besides the point. The fact remains that Hitman 3 is a culmination of one of the best trilogies in the modern gaming era, bringing together everything that IO Interactive have created with Hitman into one satisfying finale. Like all good Hitman games, Hitman 3 sees the big, baldy, barcode-headed bad man Agent 47 engaging in a whistle-stop murder tour across the globe. With locations across the planet and no shortage of targets to kill in a series of elaborate ways, you'll have your work cut out for you engineering some impressive murders. Or you could try your hand at solving a murder instead, just for a bit of a break, before getting straight back into murdering again. It Takes Two. Platforming and relationship mending doesn't seem like a combo that would mix well together, but developers Hazelight took that as a challenge. It Takes Two sees players taking on the role of a separated couple, Cody and May, who are transformed into small dolls thanks to their daughter and a bit of magic. As they attempt to reverse the magic, they're aided along the way by a book love guru who intends to help them fix where their relationship went wrong. While the book, Dr. Hakim, can be a bit too annoying and invasive for his own good during the story, the core beats of what's on offer are enough to give It Takes Two some genuine emotion, but the real selling point for this is the incredible varied gameplay. It feels like every 5 minutes or so, It Takes Two is throwing more gameplay and puzzle solving elements at you, and they're all incredible, meaning you'll be having nothing but fun all the way until the credits roll. It deserved Game of the Year. Long live co-op. Life is Strange, True Colours. Trust the Life is Strange series to make you feel a lot of emotions all at once. The series' journey's focus on relationships often leaves its players grappling with a lot of conflicting feelings, but True Colours takes that series trait and amplifies it in a big way. Part of the reason for that is the main character, Alex Chen, a literal empath who can experience the emotions of other people. After moving to the small town of Haven Springs, Alex Chen is immediately thrust into a strange conspiracy as her brother dies under mysterious circumstances. Using the abilities that she once tried to keep under wraps, Alex will discover the town's various secrets and form relationships with the people who call Haven Springs home. Based on story alone, True Colours is a real Game of the Year contender. Lost Judgment. Ryuga Gotoku Studios' move to turn-based RPG with the Yakuza series might not be for everyone, but that's okay. There's always the Judgment series, which retains the real-time beat-em-up action that the developers have become synonymous with. Lost Judgment continues the fledgling series, offering dozens of hours of investigative action as you try to solve the case surrounding a grisly death. As Yagami, a private investigator, you'll travel across Japan, go undercover at a school, and try to uncover the truth as various elements conspire against you. Naturally, as a game from Ryuga Gotoku Studio, Lost Judgment is also filled to the brim with side content including boxing, skateboarding, motorcycle racing, and more. You can even enjoy a few rounds of Sonic the Fighters, though why would you ever do that? Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Given the divided reception to Marvel's Avengers in 2020, Square Enix's Guardians of the Galaxy could have gone either way. It could have been a rollicking space adventure that's both incredibly fun and does justice to the years of source material, or a shameless cash-in on the brand recognition of the Marvel movies that have grown in popularity over the last decade. Thankfully, Guardians of the Galaxy is the former. Playing as Star-Lord himself, you will lead the Guardians against a threat that you might have had a hand in creating. While playing as the entire team might have been preferable for some players, playing as just Peter Quill gives the player an undeniable experience of being the leader. You're the one responsible for making the decisions, either during the battles or in between them, that will affect the fate of the entire team. Much like the films, it turns out that hanging around with the band of lovable misfits can lead to a surprise hit, leaving players with an emotive and enjoyable story experience. Psychonauts 2. A sequel over 15 years in the making, and one that's absolutely been worth the wait, Double Fine Psychonauts 2 might very well have been the biggest hit of the summer for the Xbox Series XS. Continuing on from a classic cult platformer, Psychonauts 2 once again sees players take on the role of Rasputin as you enter various mines, solve puzzles, and generally just wonder what the hell is happening. The psychic nature of the game frees up Psychonauts 2 to be a lot more imaginative than many platformers. It gives Rasputin more abilities to play with, and it allows the level design to become truly experimental as you experience the more fractured and strange parts of people's psyche. Plus, given it's made by Double Fine, Psychonauts 2 also has the benefit of being incredibly witty, making for a genuine 2021 highlight. Resident Evil Village. Is Resident Evil 7 better than Resident Evil Village? Yes. Is Resident Evil Village still an incredibly fun jaunt through a medieval village / hellscape with lots of action, excitement, and perhaps a shade too much boss baby? If you know, you know. Also yes, which is why Village deserves a place on this list. The increased action focus might not be as memorable as RE7's tense close quarters affair, but Village's campaign is bombastic and beautiful. Playing once again as Ethan Winters, you find yourself stranded in a lost village in the middle of Europe, beset on all sides by bloodthirsty lichens, giant vampire ladies, monstrous blob lads, killer soldiers that look ripped from Wolfenstein, and a really creepy doll. While the gameplay is less scary and more shooty, the overall package still stands out as one of the best games of 2021. And there you have it, that is our list of the best Xbox Series X games of 2021. If you agreed with the list, please sign off in the comments down below. Likewise, if there's anything you feel we missed out, let us know as well. If you enjoyed the video, do give it a like, consider subscribing to the Cultured Vultures YouTube channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos right here on the channel. Also check out the social media on screen now, as well as the Cultured Vultures website for even more content. With all of that in mind, we will catch you in the next one, but until then, caw.